Now, today's meeting is being looked at through an entirely different lens by Paul Whelan and his supporters. The American with Canadian citizenship is currently jailed in Russia on an espionage conviction.
President Biden, after 30 months of being wrongfully detained by the Russian government, which is twice as long as American citizens were held hostage in Tehran, I implore you to bring this appalling case of hostage diplomacy to an end.
Whelan was arrested in Moscow in 2018. Prosecutors allege he was working for U.S. intelligence and had received a USB drive containing classified information. He says he was simply visiting the country on vacation and was set up. David Whelan joins me now. He's Paul's brother, and he joins me from Newmarket, Ontario. Good morning. So glad that you could be with us. Is this your brother's best chance? Has Joe Biden made a commitment to try to negotiate the release of him?
No, I think it would be inappropriate to say anybody has made a commitment to negotiate for Paul's release. But we do know that President Biden and members of the State Department are aware of Paul's condition, are concerned about the fact that Russia has arbitrarily detained an American citizen, and are working for his release, whether it's a part of today's discussions or not.
When was the last communication with your brother, Paul? How's he doing?
He spoke to my parents last week. He seems to be doing as well as you could in a Russian labor camp. He's been there for about 9 months now. He has a repetitive stress injury from making clothes. It's a labor camp, so they are producing things for the Russian market. And he has a respiratory problem of some sort. He is apparently getting medical care this week.
He recorded a message that you, in turn, shared with other reporters. Tell us about that, why it was important for you to share that communication with the world.
I think it's important for a number of reasons. One is Paul's morale. Frankly, it shows his resilience that he's still able to try to come up with ways to communicate about his situation. And so on a call with my parents, he read a statement, and they held up a phone to the second phone in order to record it. So we had to train our 80-year-old parents how to do that. But it was important to share his voice, his actual words, not just me repeating his statements or our concern, but for him to actually have a voice in this.
David, why do you think Russia is holding on to your brother?
I think they haven't yet received the offer that they hoped to get for him. They arrested him in order to make an exchange of some sort, and they haven't gotten their concession yet.
And it sounds like there has been some openness to that offer. When you heard that, were you encouraged? What did you think?
I think it's unclear whether the Russians are actually open to releasing Paul for any reason. They have talked about doing prisoner exchanges. There are a lot of Russians in U.S. prisons, and the Russian government would obviously like those people to come home, including a Duma representative's son. But they have excluded Paul from those discussions. They have specifically and repeatedly said that Paul Whelan would not be considered for those exchanges. So it's really hard to know what the opportunities are.
Your brother, again, in that statement, he said, again, that he was innocent. And he, of course, called this hostage diplomacy. Has there been any indication that Russia is willing to move before this summit, David?
No, there's been no evidence that Russia was interested in doing anything with Paul's case, although they continue to exercise their ability to do arbitrary detention of other Americans. And I think arbitrary detention is now becoming a routine political activity by countries around the world.
We will, of course, continue to follow this. David Whelan, thank you so much for your time. All the best to you.
Thanks for having me on.